Esteemed President of the National Defense University, commanders and students, valuable guests, I first of all would like to greet you all with the most heartfelt sentiments. And I would like to state that this commencement and flag handover ceremony we carry out now right after our Victory Day of August 30 is an occasion we have the chance to celebrate. From Malazgirt to our day, all those who fought and put their lives at risk, from Sultan Alparslan to Fatih, from Fatih to Gazi Mustafa Kemal. I would like to commemorate all our leaders and commanders. The message that Mehmet Akif gave in our national anthem still enlightens our past and today.
Belki yarından da yakın. Evet, yurdumuzu alçaklara uğratmamak için
it is necessary for us to shield our body when necessary. And today we have all of you, the graduates of the National Defense University, Naval and War College. As I said yesterday in the Land War College ceremony, a country whose army is not defeated cannot be occupied. But thanks be to God, we, with our armies, soldiers, have a great army that is full of love for God and love for our soil. Many tried to make this great army collapse and rotted from inside. But as the poet said, the greatness of our ancestors is well known. Do not assume that the nature of one will change, but the blood is the same blood. So here we have successful students who make the whole world admire. I see the representatives of this very blood that circulates in our veins, in on our seas, in our skies, and on our land. As long as your voice and your hearts dominate, thanks be to God, nobody can set an eye on Turkey, let alone its independence and future. It's nobody's place to attempt so. Esteemed members of the Naval War College, right after the Malazgirt victory, the 950th anniversary we celebrated this week, you will also contribute to many more victories to come. One of the most important air organizations of our country, our Air Forces Command, now has an area of operations which spans very large, and you will contribute to it. The new structure of the National Defense University ensured the graduation of many officers who studied for 4-year programs, and now our armed forces is stronger, has higher capacity, and has higher self-confidence.
teğmenimizin
n-
ardından
out,
bugün de
with the 903
mezun olan
graduates of the
298
Land
ve
War
Harp
College,
Okulu'ndan hava
we
aracılığımızdan mezun olan
have
251 teğmenimizi
now
özellikle şahsım, maliye
251 graduates
ve
of
milletim
our
adına tebrik
College
ediyorum.
and 298 graduates of the Naval War
Teğmenlerimize görev
College.
yerlerinde,
I would like to congratulate
misafirlerimize
you
ülkelerinde başarılar
all,
diliyorum.
and I would like to
Milli Savunma
also wish
Üniversitemizin
the best of
öğrencilerine
success to our
ve
guest
hocalarına da
students and
5 yıl gibi
graduates.
kısa bir
And I
sürede
would like to
harp
also thank to
okullarımızın
the fellows and the
asubay
professors of the
meslek
National Defense
yüksek
University
okullarımızı
for
mezuniyetimizi
ensuring the
daha hızlı
success
şekilde
in such a
yeniden
short
ayağa
period of
kaldırdıkları için
5 years.
teşekkür
And
ediyorum.
I would like to thank to them
Kürsü
for
altındaki
resurrecting
eğitim
all the relevant
akademilerindeki
institutions and
45'e
departments
yeni
in
başarıyla
the
harp
university. And with
başarılarıyla
the new vision,
TFT'de takdirle takip
our
edilen bir
defense
konumu
and our
olması
armed forces are being
İnşallah
appreciated,
her alanda
recognized, and even
reformları kararlılıkla
followed by
sürdürebilmek,
many.
savunma
Hopefully, we will
sanayimizin
continue with
olağan
our
gücünü
reforms in all
verimliliğini
areas
artırarak
resolutely and
Türkiye
deepen
Yok
the
dünyanın en etkin
effectiveness of our
geleneğine sahip
defense
ordumuzu
industry
daha da
and make
güçlendireceğiz.
our army, which has
Değerli misafirler,
a tradition and
her
experience of
milleti
2,000 years,
tarihsahnesinde öne çıkartan
become stronger.
bir özelliği
Distinguished
var.
guests, every nation
Bizim
comes to the
milletimizin
foreground with
her
their
dönemde
particularities
teşkilatçılığı
in the world
daha
scene,
seri
and our nation
kabiliyetleriyle
has come to the foreground with its organization skills and
ayakta kalmayı,
strength.
kurduğumuz
And thanks to that, we managed to stand tall, strongly, and secure ourselves and our friends with our allies. Thanks to the contact we have with all the Western and Eastern civilizations, we continuously developed and served the humanity. Throughout our existence in Anatolia for 1,000 years, we always walked towards that direction. For centuries, we were identified with fairness, justice, consciousness, and morality. And in all the soil we administrated throughout history, fairness and justice prevailed. And when the same soil was taken over by the imperialists who had thirst for blood, oppression took over. However, when we claimed the victory with our national war of independence and founded our republic, we for many years had to deal with our own matters, and maybe some forced us to do so. Our country in development and democracy covered a lot of mileage and started growing stronger, and when that happened, it became a source of hope for all the downtrodden and oppressed. From PKK to FETÖ, all terrorist organizations and traps laid in front of Turkey were tackled one by one, and we yet again concentrated on our real agenda. From the freedoms and liberties to economy, we have taken all steps decisively to make our well-rooted country stronger, and we walk towards our bright future step by step. And of course, one of the most critical stages of that is to do with our military power, one of the most important elements of our defense. Our military power and the infrastructure related and necessary for that, and we have managed that. And we knew that with the deeds of others, a strong defense industry could not be established, and then we decided to take the matters to our own hands. Now, do we have our unmanned aerial vehicles? Do we have our armed unmanned vehicles? And do we have now our unmanned combat aerial vehicles? Yes, we do have all of them. Now, we do not beg it from the others. Now, Everybody else demands such products from us. And now we in Afghanistan have our unmanned aerial vehicles. In Libya, we have our armed unmanned aerial vehicles. And we will not be going and knocking on the doors of others to beg for such vehicles because we have the capacity to build them on our own. And when we declared our will for that, we then faced an unprecedented embargo in the defense industry. My brothers and sisters, I just had started serving as the prime minister of the country, and we visited the U.S. To procure unmanned aerial vehicles. However, when we
NATO'da beraber değil miyiz?
asked for the procurement,
Bakın biz terörle mücadele ediyoruz.
they
Terörle mücadele ederken
indeed
siz bizlere destek vermeyecek misiniz?
pulled a face.
Ve
But we said, are we not members in NATO? And are we not fighting against terrorism?
çağırdı,
And will you not support us? And
günlüğüne
the
dönüştürücü şekilde
son Bush,
İHA'lar biliyorsunuz
called
sadece
Condoleezza
muhafaza
Rice
tesisine
and gave instructions for the usage of unmanned aerial vehicles for just 2 days.
SİHA lazım.
But we did not indeed need only the unmanned aerial vehicles, but the armed
Ama
unmanned aerial
onlar
vehicles.
bizim önümüzü açtı
But
ve
it does not matter. Thanks to them, we had our own path cleared. And we
da yaptık.
we manufactured our own unmanned aerial vehicles, and we did the same for the armed unmanned aerial vehicles. And this goes the same for our unmanned combat aerial vehicles.
Türk Silahlı
And it will not even be suffice. We will be building our
Komutanları
other vehicles, such as Hürkuş, as we name it.
en yüksek
The commanders of the Turkish armed forces will have all the systems from A to Z, the systems with the highest capacity.
alternatif
And they know what we need. The alternative supply channels were blocked by some very fast. And we observed that, and we saw how the promises given were not kept. And we will never forget that, and we will never forget how the contracts signed were not put into effect. We experienced that in Cyprus as well. They did not even supply the
telsizimizi de
walkie-talkies we needed and all the
komşular bize ev sahibi yaptı.
transmitters we needed.
Ellerinden gelse tanklarımızı yürüyemez.
So bad neighbors did
Gemilerimizi limandan
all
kaldıramaz.
these. If they could, they would even disable our
Bunların hepsini
aircrafts, our warships, our tanks, if they could. But now we are able to make all that equipment, all that machinery and vehicles
özel sektörümüzün gayretleri
operate.
bu sıkıntıları
With the efforts of the National Defense Ministry and also the initiatives of the private industry, we have tackled all those problems one by one.
terör örgütlerine
We saw right in front of our eyes that the
nasıl
systems and vehicles we were deprived of were supplied to the terrorist organizations by our borders. We observed, we witnessed all of that one by one. We are in NATO together, we are allies. However, they are supplying trucks full of ammunition and weapons and vehicles to terror organizations. And in the operations we launched before, we confiscated some of them, seized some of them, and added them to our own inventory. And many other weapons that were not supplied to our country
pazarlarında
legitimately were sold like ordinary products at black markets.
değerli misafirler,
And we
tüm bunlar bize
detected all these. And what did we do then after we detected those
kağıt üzerinde
actions?
önümüze konan
we took them away. We knew that the matter was not the excuses put in front of us on pieces of paper, but the matter itself was about Turkey. And we showed it to them that it should not be. We, on one hand, kept the channels of diplomacy open, and on the other hand, we concentrated more and more on our power and means at hand. The other day, for example, in Çorlu province of Turkey, we organized the delivery ceremony of Akıncı, the unmanned combat aerial vehicle. All the other unmanned aerial vehicles we manufactured before proved to be very successful, from Libya to Azerbaijan, and the whole world is aware of that. From the tanks to artilleries, from missiles to bombs and rifles. For many other defense industry products, we are now capable of producing, manufacturing the best of products in the world. And there are many products, many systems and vehicles we are at the stage of producing and building. And in a couple of years, in 3 to 5 years, when we finalize all the procedures and operations related with production, we will have come to the desired level we aim. And the reason that some attacked our reputation and our country is related with the attempts to push Turkey out of the game plotted. So from tutelage to coup attempts, they tried all methods, but they over and over again failed. And they will not succeed in the future because Turkey knows the projects that are fancied up and brought to itself. We see the heinous plots and accounts made against us. In 2023, when we will be marking the centenary of the foundation of our country, nobody will be able to stop the ascension of Turkey. We have a tradition, state tradition of thousands of years, without recognizing that some do attempt to draw the border lines artificially and stir up certain countries by their own hands. And now it's about time for them to face the realities. Those who fell short to understand the Battle of Malazgirt, who fall short to understand the conquest of Istanbul and the Dardanelles and July the 15th, will hopefully receive their final message in 2023. Turkey is not a country of 100 years. It's a country of 100 years and 6 plus 600 years, 100 years plus 600 years plus 1,000 years, and 2,000 years. It comes from that tradition. The flags that are represented in our stamps of presidency did not came out of nowhere. The flags our country represent have a history, a story, a meaning attached. Therefore, those who will know their history, their essence, and their roots are what we need. We are exerting efforts to establish, to build bridges from our past into our future. And all the officers or lieutenants who will graduate from the war colleges today, I believe, will start their lives as the bricks of our strong resistance. 2 days ago in Ankara, we inaugurated, we laid the grounds for the giant headquarters of the defense industry and all our defense units and institutions. And hopefully in 2023, on May 19, we will be inaugurating the central military headquarters, the grounds of which we laid 2 days ago. Using this opportunity, I would like to congratulate all the graduates of the Naval and Air Force or colleges of the National Defense University. I would like to thank to and congratulate all the professors and fellows of the university, and I would like to extend my gratitudes to our international students and ask them kindly to bring our greetings with them to their homelands after they leave the country. Thank you all very much. Stay in health.